Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. The Supreme Court, this story, we just touched on it briefly yesterday. In fact, I think it was at the end of the show when Victoria Jones was on. And I think it's a big deal that we need to pay attention to. There were a couple of strong dissents to the Supreme Court decision. And for a damn good reason. The dissents were Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Justice Stephen Breyer. But basically what the Supreme Court ruled is that the people in the George W. Bush administration who sanctioned, approved, encouraged the torture and murder of people that we had captured in Afghanistan, Iraq, and elsewhere, frankly, around the world, illegally, unconstitutionally. And there's no doubt about that. I mean, that has been decided. You know, the Hamden case, there were 3 cases that Ellen Ratner's brother, Michael Ratner, before he passed away, took to the Supreme Court and won. This was illegal, according to the Supreme Court. But they ruled yesterday, you can't prosecute these guys. Can't go after them. Sorry, they have immunity. And the ACLU's Hina Shamsi says this decision regrettably provides constitutional immunity for some of the most high-level officials responsible for gross abuses in the aftermath of September 11. And I think what we're looking at is that the Supreme Court is its own oligarchy. Right? The Supreme Court has become, you know, not to sound too much like Phyllis Schlafly here, but she used to, before she passed away, she used to come on this program a lot, and this is one of the few things that she and I agreed on. The Supreme Court was not designed to be the most powerful branch of government, but it is now. It seized that power in a decision called Marbury versus Madison when the Supreme Court itself said, we get to decide what's constitutional and what's not. We get to strike down laws passed by the democratically elected members of Congress. We get to strike down laws passed by the democratically elected President of the United States. We, 9 unelected justices, get to make these decisions for the American people. They gutted the Civil Rights Act. They gutted the Affordable Care Act, frankly, by allowing states to back out of the Medicaid expansion, and thus, you know, created this chaos that's happening right now in the United States with regard to health care. So you've got these oligarchs on the Supreme Court, or these 5 oligarch-friendly right-wing suck-ups, and the 5 out of 4, 5 to 4. That's why we have all these 5 to 4 decisions. And Clarence Thomas and Antonin Scalia used to go, regularly go hunting and drinking and whatnot, with Dick Cheney. They used to go to the Koch brothers events and be feted, hey, oh yeah, all hail, Scalia and Alito and Thomas and et cetera. And was, no longer Scalia, just wait, another couple of years we'll be telling these stories about Gorsuch. I mean, his mother did everything she could in Ronald Reagan's EPA to destroy the EPA. And now he's on the Supreme Court. And he's probably to the right of pretty much everybody else there. If we look at his past decisions, he's certainly to the right of everybody else there. So this decision is not a small decision. And it's basically they're saying, we, the oligarchs of the Supreme Court, are going to protect the senior officials in the Bush administration who were, doing the bidding and the toadies of the oligarchs in the Bush administration. America has an oligarch problem, and nobody's willing to say it because they're all on the take from the oligarchs. Or they're afraid that the oligarchs are going to aim their fire at them. We'll be back. 28 minutes past.